Plaintiff Deborah Wright says while married to the defendant, she had to deal with his alcoholism, crystal meth abuse, and physical abuse. Deborah claims the final straw was when the defendant assaulted her while she was holding her daughter, who was a minor at the time. And she's suing him today for an orthodontist bill. Defendant Charles Dunfield admits he had drug, alcohol, and anger issues while married to Deborah, but insists Deborah was using drugs and alcohol right along with him. Charles claims he's been sober for 17 years, but Deborah has turned their daughter against him. Charles denies owing for anything.
Start with you.
Well, Your Honor, during my marriage with the defendant, I dealt with his alcoholism, his crystal meth abuse, fighting, physical abuse. The final straw was I had to file a restraining order against him because he hit me while I was holding my minor child, Haley, who's with me here today. Because of that, he has missed out on everything in her life. I saw him about 18 months ago in a big box store. I turned down an aisle. I said hello to him. I had my daughter with me. He turned and looked up at us and didn't even say hello, walked out of the store, purchased a couple of things. My daughter got so upset, I had to take her out of the store. In fact, her birthday was 4 days ago. He didn't call, he didn't text, he didn't send her a gift. No correspondence. He's probably seen her 20 times in 20 years.
When did you all divorce?
1999.
And how many birthdays has he called for?
He texted her last year, I believe. I think he texted her for Christmas. This has had a negative effect on my daughter. A few things that he has showed up to, he's ruined. When he wants to appear to be a good father, he'll call, I have a family reunion. Can she go to a family reunion? Can she go to a family NA picnic? When he wants to appear as a good father, then he wants my daughter on loan. Otherwise, he has no use for my daughter.
Sir, you want to address any of this?
Sure. I knew she was going to come here today to try to make me look like a monster, sir. I admit that I had a drug and alcohol and anger problem at the time we were married. You know, she was right there with me every day using drugs and alcohol.
Is that true?
Excuse me. Excuse me. That's a lie.
Okay, you never used any drugs?
I smoked marijuana when I was a kid.
No, I'm saying with him.
No, okay. I did not. That's a lie.
Alcohol?
No. Okay. I have a restraining order right here. In fact, he was using drugs.
I was allowing you to respond to his allegation that you all used to use drugs and alcohol together.
Sir. No.
And you say you never had a drink with him.
No.
Good enough. Go ahead.
Okay, sir. Well, let me clear the air. I met her in a country western bar. We were drinking, dancing together. The same night we met, you know, I started dating her. She became pregnant. I proposed. Thought I was going to do the right thing and become a dad. The marriage was rocky from the beginning. You know, don't let her stand here and lie to you, sir. She had a drug and alcohol problem at the time.
That's a lie.
I have since been through a long-term treatment program in 1995, went through an anger management program because of the domestic violence. She hit first, sir.
That's a lie, excuse me.
It's a natural reaction. You know, I wouldn't stand here in a court of law and lie to you. You know, I am 17 years sober. Honesty is the biggest part of your program.
Excuse me, that's a lie.
You know,
what's a lie?
Haley herself told.
What's a lie?
He's not 17 years clean and sober, Your Honor. That is a lie.
How do you know?
Because he was in a treatment program in 1994 that he didn't complete. Do the math, Your Honor. I'm sorry, that's not 17 years.
You do the math.
That's a lie. He's not 17 years clean and sober.
How many years is it? Do the math, like you told me.
But what I'm saying is he didn't complete that program.
Do the math. You do the math. You're going to instruct me to do the math. Do the math.
September 11th, sir, I just celebrated 17 years
sober.
Do the
math.
I have a 16-year coin in my pocket.
You see how disrespectful that sounds? Hold on.
I'm sorry.
See how disrespectful that sounds? Now you won't do it, but you're going to disrespect me and tell me to do it.
Your Honor.
You're going to tell me to do something that you won't do, and I'm the judge. Go ahead.
Here's the chip I received last year from my sponsor.
I know you. All right, sir.
I would not come here and lie to you. I respect you as a judge of the law.
See that? How he talks?
You know,
at least he knows.
It shames me that her own mother would smoke dope with her when she had a problem with her wisdom teeth. That child right there, Haley Dunfield, admitted to me because I confronted her. It was posted on Facebook. My niece asked me about that.
Ma'am? You know, you stand up and state your name.
Sorry about that. I never posted anything on Facebook.
State your name, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm Haley Dunfield. I never posted anything on Facebook about smoking marijuana with my mother.
Okay. And it never happened?
No.
Okay.
Never.
What else do you want to tell me?
about any of what she has alleged about your neglect of your daughter or whatever? Because if you've been clean for 17 years, then why haven't you been consistent for 17 years with your daughter?
Because I moved to Oregon in early sobriety, 2 years sober to take care of my mother, who was terminally ill.
How long have you been back?
3 years.
All right,
and since then,
3 years.
For 3 years, the past 3 years, I used to pick up Haley on a regular basis, take her to NA meetings with me. What happened was I came here, I was laid off from the trash company, I was unemployed for 8 months seeking work, and now found a local job. I have tried to establish a relationship with this child, and that woman is nothing nice to deal with, as you could tell.
What you got to do with her for?
Because I don't have enough sense to go to court and file a restraining order against her and ask for some kind of visitation.
About your daughter.
Oh. Well, she has made her judgment against me by what her mother has filled her ear with.
Well, sounds like they expected a text or call for her birthday. Did you know they were expecting
believe me, I watched the day come and go. I wanted sincerely to call my child, take her a gift, take her to dinner. It was her day. But because of everything that woman has said, the last phone conversation we had, see how she speaks, my daughter, it's not our daughter, it's her daughter. She's a selfish, self-centered is what she is. Excuse me.
Watch your language. Watch your language.
I'm sorry, but that's not a foul word. That is the truth.
May I object, Your Honor?
What's your orthodontist bill you're suing him for, ma'am?
It's $5,400, Your Honor. Here's
tell me how he owes.
I called him April of '09 and talked to him and said, I'm sorry, here's a copy of the court order saying that half of all expenses that aren't covered by insurance, we would split. That was in the divorce decree of '99. I called him in April '09 and said, look, she needs braces. It's $5,400. He agreed to pay. He suggested I pay the first half. He said he would pay the second half, no problem. When it came time for him to pay his half, he didn't pay. I continued to pay until I couldn't pay anymore. But he never paid his half.
Okay, sir.
Well, I had a question for the court, but I have since then understood when she files the divorce papers, since I was lost in drugs and alcohol at the time and didn't respond, whatever she wrote becomes a written rule. One of the things that she asked for was me to provide dental and medical coverage for my child, which I have all along with whatever job I worked at in Oregon for the last 13 years. I always provided dental and health coverage for Haley, my child.
What about this bill?
This bill, all I can provide for the court is a certificate of credible coverage of the plan that was provided at the time, and she never did use the plan. I have talked to them people.
She knew of the plan, and your daughter?
Yes, she had a health and dental card,
Sir,
just like I
did not know of the plan, or I wouldn't have paid the money. I would have used the plan.
Hey, watch.
Excuse
my
me.
language.
Let's see your record of payments.
I apologize for swearing, sir.
So this equals a total amount of $22.30. That's what you've paid?
Yes. Here is the
collections.
What has happened is because it did go to collection because it wasn't, I couldn't pay it all.
You have it?
Here's where it's gone to collection. And what has happened is it went to collection and it did some serious damage to my credit.
Did you attempt to...
I attempted to pay the whole amount.
No. Listen to my question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Did you attempt to utilize the insurance coverage?
I didn't know he had any. I asked him. He didn't tell me he had dental.
Who you barking at?
I'm sorry.
Here we go disrespectfully again.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Have a good day. Contempt of court. Goodbye. Case dismissed.
I feel like you didn't love me enough, that I wasn't enough, that you didn't want to be around all the time. I feel like you only wanted me to look good. You didn't care, you know?
No, that's not true.
That's what it feels like.
And remember, this all evolves around your mother's attitude and behavior towards me. You know, she had a restraining order, and I'm not gonna go to jail again over your mother.